Donald Trump, we don't deserve him.
Donald dishes on pretty ladies and whether he'll go to heaven or Hades. Aboard Air Force One, the Prez was asked about his prospects of getting into heaven in light of the Israel-Gaza peace deal he brokered. I wonder, how does this help? Does this help?
How does this help? Does this help?
I mean, you know, I'm being a little cute. I don't think there's anything going to get me in heaven. Okay, I really don't. I think I'm not maybe heaven bound. I may be in heaven right now as we fly in Air Force One. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make heaven.
Oh, if there's a God in heaven, you'll be there, Mr. P. I know some people. Once on solid ground, he spoke about many of you he's known for so long.
I've known so many of you for so long. You're friends of mine. You're great people. I have a couple I don't like in particular, but I won't tell you who. I have actually a few of them I don't like at all. But you'll never find out who they are. Well, maybe you will, come to think of it.
He always keeps him guessing. Much like those lady boys I put through barber college. Thank you. And finally, do we have a woman, a young woman, a beautiful young woman?
We have a woman, a young woman who's, I'm not allowed to say it because usually it's the end of your political career if you say it. She's a beautiful young woman. Now, if you use the word beautiful in the United States about a woman, that's the end of your political career, but I'll take my chances. Where is she? There she is. You don't mind being called beautiful, right? Because you are.
Joe, what Trump realizes is there's no HR department in the White House. It's like he can say this.
Yes.
We can't, but he can, so he does.
He does. Especially with Meloni. I love her. And of course, she's not gonna, an Italian woman is not going to get mad about calling her beautiful. No one loves beautiful women like Italians do. She was this close to pinching her own ass when she heard that. But what I love about her is she cannot control her facial expression.
Yes.
And whenever Macron or somebody, the eye rolling, it looks like she's blacking out.
Yeah.
It's not just the eyes. Her whole, she does a full body, like you're so stupid, it's giving her neurological issues. She just, like, Macron, she just wants to be like, you know, like, Case Stunati married his school teacher. Like, you can't, but yeah, I thought that was brilliant. And it's so much better than, you know, with Biden, she has to worry about him grabbing her hair and sniffing. And with Trump, she'll take the compliment.
Yeah. You know, Kat, I want to show you this clip. It was like, when Trump is with these people, they all just become like supporting actors. Like world leaders become supporting actors. This is like how he treats Starmer, this UK dude, where he calls him up, and then he sends him back. And like Starmer doesn't even thinks he's going to talk. Wait, you got to just see this.
United Kingdom. Where's United Kingdom? Where's our friend? Where? Come here. Is everything going good?
Very good.
That's very nice that you're here. These people all came in like 20-minute notice, and I think it's fantastic. And we have so many others, and just so many others.
What was that?
But that hurts.
Starmer had to
hurt me.
He had to do the face. He had to do that face of like.
I honestly probably would have stood up there awkwardly for several more minutes.
That's probably one of the reasons why the president's concerned about getting into heaven.
I don't.
What did you think of this? What of he said did you? What of he said? Wow.
Oh, I can take it from here. I love what he said to the Italian prime minister. He called her a beautiful young woman. She's 48.
Yeah.
Makes me feel like I got a lot of juice left.
Tyrus, basically, all the leaders have to stand there, and he can do whatever he wants.
Yes.
Remember how we were told that he was the laughing stock and that they talked. No, they treat him like they treat him like he is the hood or ornament of America. It's like it's a bit like it's the way we're supposed to be looked at.
No, he treats them like the law of the jungle. He lets them know that he's the lion and they're all sheep, and they can get mauled at any time, as we saw.
Yeah.
There is nothing worse than to be called forward on the world stage, to be whispered to, and then he didn't even say go back. He said, he turned and he was like, the only thing would have been better if he would have said, "Are you still here?"
Yeah.
You know, like that's dominance, because guess what? Everyone else behind there was like, "Oh, I'm glad that wasn't me." And the one woman on the stage was like, "I don't know what y'all talking about." He said, "I was beautiful." So, like, he knows how to play the game. But I will say this, if solving the war in the Middle East does not get you into heaven, I am
Aaron, do you love the fact, like, you can, when he says there's some people I like and some people I don't, that's kind of part of his persuasion, is that it's just much better to get along with him than upset him. Like, he makes the divide pretty vast. It's like, if you piss him off, he's going to make your life hell. But if you do the right thing by his judgment, he's going to be great. But you can kind of know what he's talking about. Like, who is he talking about?
Oh, he makes it very obvious. No one ever wonders what Donald Trump is thinking, as he will tell you that exact thing at the exact moment he thinks it. And I love that, though. It felt very Seinfeld Festivus to me. Like, I got a problem with all of you, and we're about to have it out right now. I always appreciate that. And him stepping in front of him that way, in front of Starmer, it reminds me of the United Nations General Assembly, his first time in office, where he just, like, pushes through all the world leaders and just stops dead in front of them. I mean, he commands the presence not only because of the work he did to bring the end to this war, but also because he has no problem making himself physically very known in a space to be like, I am the leader of the free world, GTFO.
Always delightful.
Here now with reaction is U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi. Great to see you. How are you?
Great to see you,
I only get to see you on satellite, so it's good to see you in person.
You too.
Let's talk about the overall problem. And I contend that if you don't have law and order and safety and security, you can't pursue happiness. That's right. 4,000 dead under Pritzker. What's your reaction to him?
Yeah, he is apoplectic that Donald Trump wants to come in and help Chicago and fix Chicago and make Chicago safe. Going back to Memphis, you gave the great stats on Memphis. You know how many missing children we found in Memphis? 44. Finding one missing child makes it all worthwhile. 44 missing children.
By the way, what is a missing child?
A missing child is a missing child who's been taken away from their parents, abducted children who are on their own, all under the age of 18. Teenagers and younger, 44 missing children. Some have been taken by non-custodial parents, but 44 have been recovered. Finding one is enough to make it all worthwhile. And then you take that to Chicago. They had 571 homicides last year. Pritzker should be begging Donald Trump to come in. And, you know, on what you said about Memphis, we have Mayor Paul Young working with us. He's amazing. He's a Democrat. He wants to make Memphis safe. Right here in D.C., Sean, look how safe D.C. is now because of Muriel Bowser working with Donald Trump. Metro Police, Transit Authority Police, right here, working with all of our federal agents hand in hand, and our National Guard. Pritzker's lost his mind.
I've been here all day. It's a discernible difference.
Thanks to Donald Trump.
It is a discernible difference. It's a very different place. So the president, I guess he talked about if they will not enforce the law, if they will not keep American citizens safe in towns and cities, that it may result in him invoking the Insurrection Act. Let's talk about the legality of that.
Sure. He absolutely has the right to do that, the legal authority to do that. We didn't have to do it in Los Angeles. They came in, they cleaned up the riots. You saw, look how much better L.A. is after the president brought in the National Guard. But look at Portland, look at Chicago. They're sanctuary cities, they're sanctuary states. They are forbidding in Chicago, this mayor, Brandon Johnson, is forbidding the police to work with ICE to get illegal aliens off the streets. Here's one example. There was an illegal Mexican in Chicago. He should have been in prison, illegally there. He was in prison. He got released from prison. Instead of being deported, they kept him right there, and he beat a 21-year-old to death. In Chicago. How are they condoning this behavior?
Did you see that they took down a fence that was protecting an ICE facility? They keep using language. I think language does have an impact on people. And when you call people a Nazi, a fascist, Gestapo, you know, Gestapo-like tactics, et cetera, does this not have an impact on people? Do you dehumanize them to the point where you can convince maybe unstable people that they're doing the will of God if, they challenge and take them on?
Well, sure, and that's one of the things about Antifa. You've heard President Trump say multiple times they are organized, they are a criminal organization, and they're very organized. You're seeing people out there with thousands of signs that all match, pre-bought, pre-put together. They're organized, and someone is funding it. We're going to get to the funding of Antifa. We're going to get to the root of Antifa, and we are going to find and charge all of those people who are causing this chaos in Portland and all these other cities across our country. Talk to all the influencers who have been threatened and beat up and their lives threatened from Antifa members. It's going to stop under Donald Trump. And then Pritzker in Chicago I think he's the worst one of all. He really is, because he's just encouraging this, and he doesn't care about the people of Chicago like Donald Trump does.
All right, let me ask you this, because the left is claiming that Antifa is not a real organization. We've known it's been a real organization for the longest time. I think getting to the bottom of who is okay, now we're getting somewhere. And I read that Glenn Beck recently got asked by the FBI about what he knew about the funding, because this is something he dug into, you know, the years he was at Fox. And he believes that there is a funding effort, which to me I conclude what it seems to be is they want to bring down American society. They are working against the American people. What would that be? What would that be called?
It would be organized crime, and that's what they're doing. And you're watching it in Portland. Portland really is the prime example, and President Trump just had so many of the influencers whose lives were threatened, who were Caitlin, the beautiful blonde woman who had the black eye from an Antifa member. They're threatening them online with violent acts. It's organized crime. They're completely organized. They're at all of these events. They're encouraging violence. They're calling everyone fascist. But it's more than that. It's hurting the American people. And that's why they're no different than MS-13 or any gang out there.
What do you make? I've raised this question a lot. And if you are a sanctuary city or a sanctuary state and you're providing benefits for people, right now we're in the middle of a government shutdown, in part because Democrats want taxpayers to fund illegal immigrants and their health care. Okay, that's $1.5 trillion they want to fund the government for a whopping 7 weeks. In L.A., they declare a state of emergency and to aid residents hit by immigration raids. How, Madam Attorney General, how is that not aiding and abetting in law breaking?
It is, Sean. It is. And, you know, you've got Chuck Schumer out there fundraising during a government shutdown. He's fundraising in California during the shutdown. Yet you have our men and women of all of our federal agencies probably not going to get a paycheck. We're going to do everything we can to take care of them. But people working during a shutdown to keep all of these citizens safe. They don't care about their citizens. You know, Schumer says it's the greatest thing to happen to Democrats. Really? To happen to our country? It's hurting the citizens. And we're going to keep fighting for the American people. That's what Donald Trump does, and that's what he's going to continue to do, whether it's Chicago, Portland, Memphis, right here in D.C., all over this country. He's going to keep Americans safe because they're not. And the people here are seeing what's happening, and they're loving it in Washington, D.C.
Let me ask you a final question. As we now dig deeper into the Russia hoax and FISA applications and the pre-bunking of Hunter's laptop in 2020, weaponization and lawfare from 2020 to 2024, Kash Patel talked about a grand conspiracy. Do you see a possibility of that?
Nothing is off the table, and no one is above the law. No one is above the law. They thought they could target Donald Trump for 4 years.